Good evening. Welcome to the September 8th West Clermont School Board meeting. Mr. Romano, please take roll.
Mr. Pat,
Present.
Mr. Rudy. Present. Mrs. Sanborn,
Present.
Mrs. Spencer,
Present.
and Mr. Chumley is currently absent.
So there is a need to go into executive session. Motion to go into executive session for the purpose of considering the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. I'll make a motion that we move into executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Pat.
Yes.
Mr. Rudy. Yes. Mrs. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
4 yes.
We shall return. Good evening. We are coming back out of executive session. Mr. Romano, please take roll.
Mr. Pat.
Present?
Mr. Rudy. Present. Mr. Chumley.
Present.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Present.
All present.
Thank you. At this point, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up is the motion to adopt the agenda. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chumley, thank you. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Pat.
Yes.
5 yes.
Next up, it looks like we have the West Clermont Experience Panel.
President Patton, members of the board, at this time, we would like to have our West Clermont Experience Panel facilitators and panelists come forward. Right. These staff members volunteered their time during the last week of their summer break to help welcome and prepare our newest West Clermont staff members and new teacher orientation. The panel was a new addition to our new teacher agenda. On day one, we ended our day with the West Clermont Experience Panel featuring 8 teachers who brought both new and seasoned perspectives to our newest hires to share their insights, advice, and encourage them to help create a clear picture of what it means to teach and be connected in the West Clermont school community. Feedback from participants was overwhelmingly positive, and we again wanted to thank the panelists and facilitators for giving their time to welcome and inspire our newest team members. So we had 2 lead mentors who helped both spearhead and organize, Tara Hector and Kelly Taylor, who both had previous commitments tonight. And then with us tonight is Anna Dreisbach. We have with us Angela Nicodemus. We have Kendra Hampton and Tara Moore. And then the others with us were Sophie Palmer, Nicole Bass, Isabel Ergen, and Mariah Fannin. So thank you again, and we have a certificate for you. So we'll pass these out, Josh.
While they're passing that out, I just want to say that this was kind of organically birthed out of that, trying to look at how do we retain teachers. We can go out and get them, but how do we retain them? And so this group really took that to heart and started making those connections with them and helping them truly understand what the West Clermont way is and what's really like here. And also started bridging those connections with our new teachers.
Okay, next up is public speaking. It says visitors who wish to address the board are asked to state their name, address, and school or organizations. Remarks must be addressed to the board and should be brief, 3 minutes and to the point. Speakers may offer such as objective criticism or suggestions regarding the school operations or programs. The board will not hear personal complaints of any school personnel or against any persons connected with the school district unless those complaints have first been addressed through the individual department or administrations involved. Looks like we do have one, Mr. Glisson.
Good evening. My name is Rich Glisson. I'm a candidate for West Clermont School Board. I'm also the vice president in my second term for the West Clermont High School Athletic Boosters. And today I received a call from the Athletic Boosters president where he informed me that he received communication from, quote, higher-ups, unquote, within the district that I should no longer be a board member of the Athletic Boosters, citing a conflict of interest. My position with the Athletic Boosters, an independent nonprofit organization, is not paid and is 100% volunteer. After consulting with the Ohio Ethics Commission, I firmly believe that since I am not an employee, rather a candidate for the school board, that there is no conflict of interest. Nearly my entire life has been in service to our country or our communities. I'm a Navy veteran, a retired firefighter for the city of Norwood, and a founder of a 501c3 nonprofit organization, the Norwood Firefighters Association, which gives back to the community children all across Cincinnati. I'm also the president of the Union Township Parks and Recreation Commission, a committee. Selflessly serving is nothing new to me. I'm going to step away from my official board duties with the Athletic Boosters, but know that I do so under protest. It would be unfair to the student athletes or my fellow volunteers to deal with the fodder of my defiance to the district's attempt to silence my voice or reduce my visibility to the public. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Next is the consent agenda. We'll start with, I believe, Josh. Thank you.
Good evening. In front of you is the personnel agenda for September 8th, 2025. On this agenda today, we have the acceptance of resignations for 2 paraprofessionals, 1 cafe worker. The agenda recommends the hiring of new personnel, including 7 paraprofessionals and 1 cafe worker. Approval is requested for multiple salary adjustments for our teaching staff. These new placements occur from our teachers continuing their education and adding master's degrees and other coursework. Also presented for approval are the proposed supplemental contracts for multiple positions for building leadership, wellness, athletic coaches, committee members, club directors, and other positions. The board is asked to consider the unpaid leave for multiple staff members. On this agenda, we have the resolution to terminate an employee. The agenda proposes the hiring of substitute personnel, including 1 paraprofessional and 1 custodian. This agenda contains the approval of multiple school volunteers across the district and presented with their associated buildings. On this agenda, we have work beyond the contract for IEP meetings beyond the workday, Media Center Organization, Orton Gillingham Training, Sources of Strength Leadership Organization and Leadership, Link Crew Leadership and Organization, and web events for new students. This concludes the review of the personnel agenda submission for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Next up is Randy.
Second reading for our 5136 personal communication devices. There's been no changes since we talked about this at the last board meeting. Based on the feedback, really no feedback from building principals. Everything has gone very well with this policy as well, so I'm asking you to vote on this tonight. This will be the second reading. We will put this into our policies, and just a reminder that we will be meeting this week, and cabinet members will be meeting this week, going through all the new policies from the August draft. This is a part of it, but we want to jump on this because we started the year with this, but we'll have the other policies going through cabinet this week. I meet with Neola next Monday, and then we have our committee meeting that Monday, the 22nd, prior to the board meeting. So there'll be a lot more policies that will be coming forth in the next few weeks.
Thank you, Randy. Next up is Elle.
Good evening. I guess it's this one. Good evening. This evening I'm seeking your approval for 4 different overnight field trips. Before I started, I just wanted to give a little bit of information about overnight field trips and how they differ from field trips that happen during the school day. All of these overnight field trips are considered extracurricular in nature, and as such, costs for those extracurricular field trips are placed on the students and their families. There are not costs incurred by our district in support of these overnight field trips. That's different than field trips that happen during the school day. By law, districts are not allowed to charge students for transportation for field trips that happen during the school day because those are considered part of the educational experience, and as such, we wouldn't want to place any additional costs on families for those. And so the district does provide for the transportation for field trips that happen during the school day. But all of the field trips that we bring to you for approval are overnight field trips, and those are different where those costs are incurred by students and their families. So I just wanted to sort of make sure it's like the beginning of the year and we're gonna, kind of be in the approval mode for some overnight field trips. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that before beginning. So the first field trip request is for Camp Campbellgard. This is for Clough Pike. This is a trip that they've taken, many times over the years. And the cost of that field trip for students is $116 for each student to attend that overnight experience. That's offered in partnership with Camp Campbellgard, which is affiliated with the YMCA of Cincinnati. The second overnight field trip is for one student and our HOSA advisor to attend the Washington Leadership Academy. That is really something that is an honor for this student to be able to attend this. She's in a leadership role within HOSA, and so this is for her to be able to attend that Leadership Academy, which again is a really amazing experience that we have a student who's able to attend that. HOSA is a course that we offer in partnership with the Great Oaks. And so Great Oaks and HOSA cover the costs of this field trip of this experience for the student. So she and her family will not have any additional costs in order for her to participate in that, which is really great. The third overnight field trip that I'm seeking your approval for is for West Clermont Middle School to attend their Washington, D.C. field trip. This is a field trip that they will take later on in the spring. And this particular field trip, the cost per student is $1,189 per student. All of the arrangements for payment and all of those things, those are handled between the family and the vendor themselves. The district does not get in the middle of payment and reimbursement and all of those things. That's all handled between the families and the company itself. And then the last overnight field trip is for our West Clermont High School marching band and choir. They have the opportunity to perform at Walt Disney World. And so the cost for that field trip, and again, it somewhat depends on how many students end up signing up, whether they have 4 students in a room, if a student wants to have a room to him or herself, all of those things are sort of factors. But generally speaking, for 4 students per room, if we were to have like the max number of students they're anticipating having, it would be around $1,700 per student. That's inclusive of all meals, admissions to theme parks, etc. So those are the 4 field trips that I'm seeking your approval for. I don't know if you have any questions about any of those before I have a seat.
I do have a question. So I saw some of them are like Monday and Tuesday. So when we approve these, they just don't, those are like excused days, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's students are not penalized for their participation in this, and they work closely with our teachers. Obviously there's learning that happens when they're not there, but teachers don't hold that against them and give them time to be able to make up those assignments. That's a great question. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Item 7.07 is request for the approval of minutes. That is for the meeting, the regular meeting that was held on August 16th. Actually, that was the board retreat that was held on August 16th. Item 7.08 is request for approval of minutes of the regular meeting that was held on August 18th. Item 7.09 is the list of donations, and so I don't lose my voice halfway through. If it's okay, I will just read the donor as we go through this. There were 23 donations that are listed. First is from West Clermont High School PTO, Donna Smith, Mount Washington Presbyterian Church, Church of the Good Samaritan, Big Red Appliance, Elizabeth McCullough, RJ Cinema, Hamilton County Anglers, Withamsville Tabasco PTO, Withamsville Church of Christ, Wendy's, Stewart, and apologize if I don't get the name correct here, Luganbull, thank you. Legion Post 72, Ankit and Yui Patel, Kayleigh Shanebrook, Sheila Rose, the Reds Community Fund, Blackballed Giving Fund, the Ladies Golf League, Merwin PTO, and Teresa Deere. So it is a request to approve the motion to accept the donations as listed. Item 7.10 is a motion to approve the authorization of the superintendent and treasurer to negotiate and execute contracts as presented and listed. There are 6 of those that are presented. Item 7.11 is the 2026 insurance rates, and a little bit of background here. We are members of SWOOSH, which is a 10-district health insurance consortium. We are quasi-self-insured. That is that the premium is set based on anticipated claims that the district has. There is some tiering between the districts so that there's not great fluctuations. Prior to accepting the rates, we always do, and it is a contractual obligation, we do have an insurance committee that is made up of 3 members of WCEA, 3 members of HOPE, and 3 administrators. We've had 2 meetings. We meet several times a year, but specifically 2 meetings on the rate increase. The rate increase on the health insurance was 10.8%. Part of those 2 meetings, we're looking at different options or opportunity to try and lower those healthcare costs so that it's not high. The important part of that is there is a share between West Clermont as the employer and the individual employees. That is an 84-16 split on that premium, up to 10% on the increase. If it goes over 10%, then it is split 50-50. So in this case, because it went up 10.8%, that split is, again, 84-16 on the first 10% and then 50-50 on the 0.8% as we go forward. So the request is to approve establishing the insurance premium rates for health, drug, dental, and vision effective January 1. The health insurance on both the PPO and the highly deductible is 10.8%. The MetLife dental, we had a very good 3-year run where MetLife wholly insured. So that was a traditional insurance. It was not self-insured. We did have an advantage during that time period where the premiums were below our claims. In this year, the rates do go up. There is an allowance for it to go up, I believe 7%, which it is going up. That also shared with the employees. And then the board is also requesting, or we're requesting the board to approve the life insurance premiums. Those are paid wholly by the board. And then there is a voluntary vision that is paid by the individual employee. So item 7.11 is request to approve establishing the insurance premium rates for health, drug, dental, and vision effective January 1st, 2026 as presented. And again, our insurance consortium is SWOOSH. Any questions on that area? Okay. Item 7.12 is approval of purpose and budget statements for 25-26 as listed. And again, we have a big bulk of these that started to come in last June, and then we make sure that all the purpose and budget states, or really the school building funds, have these. The important part of the board approving these is not just for the budget, but as that purpose statement is established by the clubs and organizations and the other funds from different fundraising that is raised, the board is also approving that those expenses do meet a public purpose. So it's kind of a two-pronged thing that these statements are being approved. So item 7.12 is request for approval of purpose and budget statements as listed for the 25-26 school year. So the consent agenda contains items 7.01 through 7.12 as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. You've heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Sanborn, thank you. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Chumley?
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn?
Yes.
5 yes. Thank you.
I have for your approval the memorandum of understanding for the revised Appendix C2 and D1 of the HOPE CBA as presented. This MOU will reflect changes correcting a clerical error on the hourly rate for our middle and high school custodians for 25-26. Our elementary school custodians had received an agreed-upon increase in hourly pay for 25-26, but the high school custodian salary schedule did not reflect or receive the same increase. This MOU will correct that mistake.
Thank you, Josh. You've heard the recommendation. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Sanborn, thank you. Is there any discussion? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy?
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Chumley?
Yes.
5 yes. Thank you.
Next up is Becky.
Cool. Just have to hold this. Okay. So tonight we want to celebrate West Clermont High School for being recognized as one of the best high schools by U.S. News and World Report. So if Kristen and her team could come up. I see a couple of you. Okay. So this is the second year in a row that the high school has earned this designation. The ranking places West Clermont High School in the top 40% of high schools in the country out of nearly 18,000 schools. Schools are ranked on several factors, including student performance, on state-required tests, graduation rates, and how well they prepare students for college. So we have this plaque. So we want to present this. So way to go.
Front hallway, front hallway.
I know, I kept looking at her, I'm like, she looks very good. Congratulations, guys.
While Becky's taking the picture, we do have some amazing high school teachers in the audience today. We'd just like to take a moment and say congratulations for all the hard work that you do as well.
So,
We should also recognize work of our past people there, such as, Greg Pottebaum. Momentary lapse there. Greg Pottebaum and Mr. Gebhardt. They laid foundations. Not that Kristen is not doing a great job, but they handed her a good situation.
So if I can piggyback with that, obviously this kind of like takes a village, and so I think everyone did a great job. And this is another prime example, too, that we as the board, our unwavering commitment to invest in students' success is the cornerstone for this achievement. Our approach involves strategic investment and attracting and retaining top-tier staff and providing a diverse range of learning opportunities both in the classroom and within the community. This comprehensive strategy ensures that our students will gain valuable and successful learning experiences, and all thanks to our board is the clear recognition of the value and the methods of this delivery. So I think we all have a lot to celebrate, so thank you. Moving on is now superintendent's comments.
I just wanted to say, we've completed, Becky, 6 of the principal pride and district drives. So last couple of years, Natasha had done articulation, and I flipped it up a bit because the principals are amazing at coming and telling me all the great work their staff do, or put it in an email, but I wanted to be in the room. I wanted to see them. I wanted to, as we celebrate them, I want to be able to look at them and say, great job, and ask questions. So we started this principal pride and district drive, and so I go to all the buildings multiple times throughout the year, listen to all the great things that's going on, and having the principals brag about their staff. And then I get to high five them and brag about them as well up here. And then I give the board updates. So we've hit 6 of 9. I think that it's gone very well, and I feel like we've started off on a really sound, good foot this year. So I'm excited about that. Also, being new in this role, I've been visiting a lot of our community partners. So Great Oaks, West Clermont Foundation, I had a great conversation with the Deputy Church of Christ Pastor Kevin Stewart and Landmark Church Pastor Brandon Little. They came to visit me as well. The Jeff Weiler Boys and Girls Club, right down the road on Eichholz, is run by a young man. He's a young man named Lucas Kruger, full of life, full of just, he cares about these kids. And I was impressed with what the facilities they had. I was impressed with his passion for our students. I walked away going, they're our kids. He sees our kids and they care about our kids. Lucas, it was great meeting him for the first time. And then, so I've been out there meeting people and going to programs and just making sure that I can build those relationships. So just wanted to give you an update.
Great, thank you. Looks like Mr. Romano.
All right, just 3 things. At the September 22nd board meeting, which is the next board meeting, we will have the annual appropriation measure. I don't know what to call it because it's not the 5-year forecast anymore. There's a replacement. It's a year plus 3 years, so whether it's a 3-year forecast or 4-year, we don't know yet, but that document will be presented on the 22nd. We have 2 committee meetings on the 17th. One is the Records Commission meeting, and the second one is the Finance Committee. So that would be next week before the 22nd board meeting. That's it.
Thank you. Next up, it looks like is board comments. I'll start with Mrs. Spencer.
Well, I'm excited to hear about the award, and I know it doesn't go out. Everybody kind of knows that, yes, the teacher and the staff, but also the parents everyone should rally in this because it's like you said, it's a village. It takes a village. And I'm proud of everybody that comes to the meetings and puts the extra time in, and the parents that stay up nights helping with the homework and moving them forward. But yeah, I think it's I think it's great for the community, and I think this will all help us keep our momentum moving forward. But I think everybody deserves a pat on the back for that, everybody, all the way around. But that's all.
Thank you. Ms. Sanborn.
On August the 29th, I went to the Hamilton County Educational Service Center. They hosted the Greater Cincinnati Business Advisory Council. The meeting went well. I would say there was about 200 businesses, corporations, superintendents, and board members there. West Clermont had great representation. Dr. Tracy Ray was there, Randy Gephardt, Ellie Preston, and me. Donna Laver is president of the BAC, and Mark Williams is vice president of the BAC, and they spoke about what great things that they are doing through this BAC organization. We had 3 breakout committees, then you could choose your choice. The first one was building partnerships. The second one was develop personal skills for the future. Dr. Ray, Ms. Preston, and I are on that committee. The third committee is coordinate experiences. There were several speakers with several different topics. Susan presented from the Executive Director of Advanced Manufacturing. She states that there is a shortage in the manufacturing industry. Emily Doblinger from Ross Community Schools as the Director of Curriculum and Instruction. She talked about getting out of the four walls of the school district, out of the classroom and outside doing things and experiencing other opportunities. There are other people that were recognized that were sitting in the audience. I also had a conversation with our former superintendent, Natasha Adams, and she really likes what she's doing now. She's very happy. She said she's still trying to learn her way around the building because it's so big. I know that for a fact because I went into the employee entrance. I was in the wrong side. I got up to the door and the little thing says, oh, and I was like, oh, I think I'm on the wrong side. And the guy behind me goes, oh, ma'am, let me let you in. The next meeting is on November the 14th, 2025 at UC Clermont from 8:30 to 10:30 with light breakfast. So all in all, it was really well attended, and I had a wonderful time, and I want to learn as much as I can to bring back to the school district. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Sanborn. Mr. Chumley?
Yeah, I will piggyback off of everyone else. I love hearing these success stories and how everyone's working together well and bringing their expertise to the table. And it just seems like we're taking bigger and bigger steps every year, and I think that's awesome. And wish our Bengals could look the same, but we got a win yesterday, so who day.
Thank you, Mr. Chumley. Mr. Rudy?
I'm going to put somebody in the forefront here. I was going through Facebook the other day, as usual, because I'm a big Facebooker, not for drama, but to keep up with everybody. And lo and behold, there was Mr. Josh Young having lunch with some of his littles, and there were some really positive comments. Very proud of you, Josh. And it is a wonderful thing that you're doing. You could just tell those kids respect and admire you by the way they were looking. So it's a personal favorite of mine. I used to do that too. Go out and just randomly sit and eat and talk to them. They see you in a different way. So I thought it was a great representation of our people. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. I'll try to keep mine brief. I've only got 20 pages to read, so if you'll just be patient. No, I'm just kidding.
You're trying to outshine me?
Again, I do want to say how much I appreciate the community. I appreciate all of the work that the staff does. These types of rewards and the momentum awards that we've received and just all of the awards that the district has received, this would not be possible if it wasn't for you guys, for the community, for the staff, and we really do appreciate what you guys do for our district. Mr. Romano has already emphasized the next meetings. We do have a Finance Committee meeting that is on the 17th at 4, a Records Committee meeting at 5, and then our next board meeting will be here at the district office, and that will be September 22nd at 7 p.m. So again, I do appreciate everyone coming. It looks like at this point we do not have a reason to go into executive session. So would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chumley, thank you. I'm assuming no discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rudy.
Yes.
Mr. Chumley.
Yes.
Ms. Sanborn.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer.
Yes.
Mr. Patton.
Yes.
5 yes.